Hey everyone, Brandon here with Galloway Precision. Today we're going to go over the installation of our newest trigger for the LCP, the Peacemaker. It will come in a flat and a curved configuration. Curved is a semi-flat right about here, so it's got a nice good feel to the pull. Both triggers still eliminate trigger bite, and we were able to pull a little more of the over travel out by moving the over travel screw up on the trigger some. Today, when you order this, what you'll get is the trigger, both screws, and then the stainless through pin. Today we'll be installing the curved. All right, both the flat and the curved install the exact same way, and you adjust them the same way. So tools you're going to need your needle nose pliers. You need a 1/16 punch, a 1/8 inch punch, your shepherd's crook pick, 050 Allen wrench, brass polymer hammer, small flathead screwdriver, and either VC3 or blue Loctite. If you are using VC3 that you have purchased from us for your trigger installation kit, go ahead and remove your pre and post travel screws and apply the VC3 now. Pause the video and come back in about 20 minutes. That's how long it takes for the VC3 to cure, and then you'll be ready to install your screws and be ready to go. All right, so let's go ahead and lock and clear. We are visually and physically empty. Let's go ahead and disassemble. I'm gonna pop the slide off, and that's what we need the small flathead for. We'll pop out our takedown, take that and the slide, set it off to the side. We don't need either of them. And take our 1/8 inch punch. You're going to push in on this little locking tab for your hammer seat. We're going to pull that out. Now we'll take our needle nose pliers. Oh, and you'll need your bench block. That'll be in the list. I had it covered with a gun, forgot about it. Take your needle nose, take the hammer seat pin out. All right, now we're going to flip our bench block to the flat side. I'm going to take and drive out our frame pins. You don't need to beat them to get them out, just light tapping like I'm doing now. They are plastic, so we don't want to break them, so we'll set them off to the side, and now we're ready to pull the chassis out. So what I like to do is I'll push up on the trigger and the safety at the same time, and then as it comes out, you'll hear the hammer catch drop back into the grip frame, and you can just grab and pull. Now when you do, make sure you got a hold of the trigger bar because it is under spring tension, and if it comes loose and whacks you in the finger, it's not going to hurt you bad. It just stings. It's not very pleasant. So we'll go ahead and take our trigger bar off. And we're going to take our 1/16 punch. We're going to push out the trigger pivot pin, or correction, the trigger through pin that goes through the pivot, the return spring, and the trigger. Now, this one came out easy because we've pulled this gun apart to test the triggers, and yours may not come out as easy. If that's the case, set it on your bench block like this. Give it one good tap with your hammer, just a good decent rap. You don't need to bang it until it, breaks something, or just barely tap. Just give it one good hard knock and it'll come right out. All right, so now I'm gonna go ahead and take out our trigger pivot and return spring and trigger. I'm gonna take our stock part and we'll put it in the bag that the new trigger came in, because we keep our stock parts. Why? In case of warranty work, if you go to send a firearm in, with the exception of the Ghost Ink Glock trigger bars, anytime you send a firearm into the manufacturer for warranty work, they will return it to stock. Keep your aftermarket parts and not send them back. So always keep your stock parts to return the pistol to stock in case you need to do warranty work. All right. So now that that's done, we'll take our 050 and we'll take out our post travel screw. Now these have already been Loctited. These are the test triggers, obviously, but we're still going to go ahead and pull them out and do all that. Well, maybe not the top one. That's already pretty well Loctited in. But this is what you're looking for when you apply your Loctite. If you're going to use the blue Loctite at this part instead of the VC3 at the beginning and pausing, and just put a little bitty drop. And what I like to do is take and run the excess back in there. Go ahead and pop your through pin out. You don't need to tighten this all the way down. Just get about 4 or 5 threads showing Wipe off your excess. Always wipe off your excess. Then we'll do the same for the post-travel screw, but we're going to concentrate more on getting it across the entire screw, like that, okay? Because it's going to catch more at the front than it will at the back, since, you know, it is the post-travel screw. So get it to where it's about 4 or 5 screws out the, or 4 or 5 threads out the back. Again, wipe down and wipe off your excess. And take your trigger, put it in, trigger pivot, which this will probably be the most obnoxious part. Not hard, it's just you've got to hold everything with both hands, put it together. Take our trigger return spring, making sure that the arm should sit about the 3 to 4 o'clock position. And take our new pin, and I like to grab it with my needle nose because I got fat fingers, and get it started. Problem is, all my stuff is magnetized. Hopefully yours isn't. And so there's just enough normal steel in there to grab it. Alright, so once you get it in there and drop it, put it in place. You're ready to put your trigger bar back on. Now is the opportune time to take a little oil. Spread it around. Don't need a lot. These are tin coated trigger bars in black, so they're nice and slick, but oil always helps, guys. It is mechanical. Oil is your friend. Don't over oil. A lot of you guys send your guns in and they got enough body hair in them to make another person. Alright, so recap our blue Loctite. Now we're ready to put the chassis back in the grip frame. So what I do first is I'm going to make sure that the trigger goes into the trigger well and the hammer goes into the mag well. The hammer spring, I should say, goes into the mag well. Now we're sitting at this point. We're going to take our 1/8 inch punch. I'm going to push the hammer strut or the hammer catch all the way forward to where we pinch down on that and pull it out. All right. You'll be able to move the hammer and it should pop up and down. And then what I will do, see, did it too hard. It's still almost in the right place. All right, then what I will do is while I'm holding the chassis down, okay, move it. Make sure that everything's staying seated. All right, hammer's moving. So we're ready to go ahead and re-hook the hammer spring. Hammer spring is re-hooked. So now we are ready to put in our frame pins. Use the polymer side of your hammer or your polymer hammer, whichever you have. Alright, we're ready to put our hammer seat back in. That just snaps and pops right in place. And put on our slide, and we're going to go ahead and tune the pre and post travel. Alright, so first thing we're going to do is obviously drop the trigger, or drop the hammer, I should say. We'll pull the trigger, let the hammer drop, rack it all the way to the back. Alright, that right there, you want 2 reset clicks, so we're right on it. Notice it's right there. I give it a little, let it do that, okay? So what you want is you're going to adjust the reset until you have no reset. So we're pretty much on where we're not going to have full reset. All right. So once you do that, you're going to turn the pre-travel screw 1/4 turn clockwise at a time until you get proper reset. Alright, so we're almost there. Hear it, that slow second reset, or you just barely push it. So 1 more 1/4 turn and we will be where we need to be. Alright, you'll hear 2 clicks. This is a semi-cocked double action only pistol, so yes, I'm so sick of getting these emails, guys. There is no false reset, okay? This is a double action only pistol. It has to have both resets in order to function. We cannot eliminate that. We can't eliminate that in the Bodyguard. We can't eliminate that in any double action only pistol for the simple fact that they are a double action only pistol, okay? So we've got our reset. It's set up. So now we're going to work on our over travel. So we're going to turn our over travel screw out until it no longer drops the hammer. So what I like to do is I give it a good 4 or 5 good full to half turns, and then I check. All right, turn it out a little bit more. Give it one more turn. That should stop it. Nope. All right, now if you get to this point and it's still breaking, if you really mash on it, that's the same thing as you have hit the back of the travel, because you're going to give it one more quarter turn and it's not going to go. And if you're having to mash it to get it to go, it's not properly set, because all you're doing is pushing in, and eventually the steel is going to beat the plastic. So that's not what we're going for. We want the hammer to stop, and then we'll start backing it off 1/4 counterclockwise quarter turn at a time. So once we get hammer fall, just like that, we're going to give it one more quarter turn counterclockwise, and that's going to be it. We're there. We have timed the trigger. We've adjusted out all the pre and post travel we can. So we're able to pull out just slightly more than what the Sweet Pea was doing. So you're looking at about a 25% decrease in the overall pull length of the LCP. And because of the way we've designed these, they will work in both the dash and non-dash models. I apologize for the coughing. This flu is just apparently never going to leave my body. Okay, so these will be up on the website here shortly. As you can tell, I really like the curved one, guys. It's my favorite one, honestly. And we all know I'm a flat-faced trigger guy. But that just feels so nice. And honestly, it looks really good in the pistol. Aesthetics are always going to be a big thing. And I just love the way this thing looks. If you follow us on Instagram or Facebook, you saw the videos I posted of both triggers being fired. So these will be going up on the website probably by the end of next week. So they'll be in black and red. It is the Peacekeeper for the LCP series of pistols. And that's going to wrap it up, guys. If you have any questions, feel free to email me at that's Tango Echo Charlie Hotel at GallowayPrecision.com. Be sure to follow us here on social media. Like, comment, and subscribe below here on YouTube. Be sure to follow us on Firearms Friendly, Full 30, Gunstreamer, Facebook, Instagram, and Vimeo. And as always, be safe, be accurate, and God bless.